Hello everyone. Today we're going to be making seitan. The reason we're making the seitan is because I'm going to be making a dish called jibarito, which is a Puerto Rican style po' boy or sandwich, and it's made out of plantains. It's got steak in the middle with grilled onions. Some places put cheese and mayo, and it's got a beautiful garlic sauce that goes over it. So in order to do that, I want to show you how I make my seitan. And I also want to make a seitan picada this week also, so I thought I'd share this recipe. What you're going to be needing is wheat gluten. This is what it looks like. Comes in a bag like that. Hodgson also makes some. There's different brands out there. I really care for this one. So you're going to need that. You're going to need some walnuts, nutritional yeast, garlic powder, paprika, cumin, mushroom powder, chickpea flour or soy flour, whichever one you prefer, and Tamari, liquid aminos, coconut aminos, soy sauce, whatever you want to use, and tomato paste, and some molasses. Okay, so let's get started here with the seitan. You're also going to need an onion and some water. So before we get this started, you're going to need 5 cups of water, a quarter cup of soy sauce, 1/8 cup of molasses, and 1 onion and a pot. Get that water simmering. So we'll get started here with the wheat vital now. So I have here a cup. You need 1.5 cups of wheat gluten. Here's a cup. Cup and a half. You're going to need 2 tablespoons of either chickpea flour or soy flour or wheat flour, whatever you like. I'm using soy flour. You're going to need a tablespoon of mushroom powder. Remember, I take the mushrooms, I grind it up into a powder, dry mushrooms. That gives the seitan a real meaty flavor. If you don't have it, don't worry about it. Just go ahead and proceed without it. You're going to need nutritional yeast, tablespoon. And now you're going to need 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder, yeah. 1/2 teaspoon of smoked paprika, same thing with the cumin. That's it for your dry ingredients. Mix it all up very well. And the reason I'm using the walnuts is to avoid the processed oils. If you don't have walnuts, you can use any nut actually. But I like the flavor of the walnut. So there's your dry goods. So here I have my Vitamix. You don't have to soak the walnuts. So I have 1 cup of water, salted water. You're going to need 3/4 cups of walnuts. 1/2 cup there. And 1/4 cup there. You need 1 tablespoon of tomato paste. You're gonna need liquid smoke, a teaspoon, 2 teaspoons. One, 2 teaspoons. And you're gonna need a teaspoon of molasses. And quarter cup of liquid Aminos, soy sauce, whichever you like, or Tamari, or coconut Aminos. That's it. I'm gonna go ahead and blend this up. Wash my hands. Pour your wet goods in your dry goods. Comes out very creamy. Just pour it all in there. I wash my hands, guys. Mix everything up. You might need a little bit of extra flour, you might need a little bit of extra water, or it just might come out perfect. It all depends on the actual product, the wheat gluten. I don't know, sometimes I swear, sometimes they come out real moist, sometimes they don't. So far it feels good. Yeah. This one needs a little bit more. Sometimes I use this measurement, it comes out perfect. This one needs a little bit, just about a tablespoon more flour of wheat gluten. There we are. Take it out and knead it. Put a little bit of spray on your countertop. That will keep it from sticking. And just knead it. That will activate some of the proteins. About a minute or two. Now, since we're making steaks, roll it up into a tube. So yeah, about there. And cut about 1/2 inch. And this will plump up when you cook it. So there you got one. Flatten it out. The other one, flatten it out. Because this will plump when you cook it. Doesn't have to be perfect, guys. Just cut it into 1/2 inch strips. Flatten it out. However you like, whatever shape you like. And this freezes very well. Once you cook it, you can freeze it. Or you can keep it in a container with the broth. I'm flattening it out almost to 1/8 of an inch. See? I don't know if you can see how thick that is. Because this will plump up once you start simmering it in the broth. It has a hole. I mean, that's fine. Don't try to cover it up. When have you ever seen meat that looks absolutely perfect? Sometimes it's torn, sometimes it's not. So don't worry about it. There. Almost done. And voila. And the last one. This one will be for my fur baby. Because it's small. Yes, he likes seitan, and I gave it to him. He is vegan, so. Okay. So here I have a pot with 5 cups of water, 1/4 cup of soy sauce, and 1/8 cup of molasses, and 1 onion. So we're going to go ahead and take our steaks and simmer, gently put it in the water or in the broth. And they're gonna simmer there for a 1/2 hour. When they're done, you're gonna go ahead and let them cool in the water. Okay. So we are. So put your timer on for 30 minutes. Make sure it's on a simmer. We are 30 minutes on a simmer. Cover it up. Come back in 30 minutes. So here we are. The seitan is completed. See how nice and firm. It's got a nice bite to it. I took one out just to show you. But that's what it looks like. They look like steaks. See how they plumped up? They've doubled in size. I went ahead and I squeezed the liquid out of this one so you can see. Once it gets cold, just squeeze the liquid. Unless you're gonna keep it in the refrigerator, I would keep it in the broth inside the refrigerator until it's ready to cook. Or I would drain it, put it in Ziploc bags, and put it in the freezer. In the freezer it'll be good for a couple months. In the refrigerator it'll be good for about a week. If you're gonna prepare it the same day, just squeeze the liquid out of it and bread it and fry it, or make it on a sauce, however you want. You can also take, once you cook it in pieces like this, you can put it in the food processor and grind it up into crumbles, and you'll have like ground beef. As you can see, it's very, look, fork tender. Look at that. See? It's very scrumptious. And tomorrow I'm going to make the Seitan Picada, which is a lemon and white wine sauce with some butter and capers and parsley. I'm going to make that for you guys tomorrow. I'll show you how to make that. And the day after tomorrow, I'm going to make a sandwich, Puerto Rican sandwich that's called jibarito. It's a bread that's, it's a sandwich that's made out of plantains. There's no bread in it. And the seitan is simmered with onions. And anyway, I'll show you how to make that. That sandwich was actually invented in Chicago by the owners of the Borinquen restaurant, which is a very famous Puerto Rican restaurant in Chicago. I'll go over that with you guys. So thank you for tuning in. And veg on, guys. Peace. Take care.